All right, so are you ready to kind of have your mind blown?
Oh, I love mind-blowing.
Today we're diving deep into the Baha'i Faith.
Okay.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
We're not just talking about another religion. We're going to explore a belief system that sees all religions as part of one big interconnected family.
Yeah, that's right.
Now that's fascinating. And you know what's really interesting about this is that even if organized religion isn't your thing,
Yeah.
the Baha'i approach offers a really compelling way to look at how we handle differences and find unity in our world.
Yeah, in our crazy diverse world.
Exactly.
It's like a fresh take on a problem that we all bump into, right?
Absolutely.
So where do we even begin with this whole oneness thing that I keep hearing about?
Well, it all starts with the Baha'i belief in the oneness of God.
Okay.
They believe there's only one God, period.
Mm.
Even though different religions might call God by different names or understand God in different ways,
Right.
it's still the same source. Okay, so hold up. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
Are they saying that all religions are literally the same thing?
Not quite.
Okay.
It's not that all religions are the same thing.
Okay.
Think of it more like upgrading your phone's operating system.
Okay.
You know how frustrating it was to deal with your old phone's limitations?
Mm-hmm.
Well, humanity kind of does the same thing.
Yeah.
We get ready for a new prophet update when we need the new system to handle the new challenges.
Oh.
That's what the Baha'i Faith calls progressive revelation.
Whoa. Okay. That's an analogy I can get behind.
Yeah.
So each prophet or messenger, like Abraham, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad,
Mm.
they're all bringing a new version of God's message tailored for humanity's current operating system.
Exactly.
Wow.
And in the Baha'i Faith, they believe Baha'u'llah brought the latest update, if you will.
Uh-huh.
The point is, it's not that one religion is better than another.
Right.
They're all part of this ongoing evolution of understanding and connecting with the divine.
Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So where does this idea of oneness of religion fit in?
Yeah.
Is it like saying all these updates are ultimately leading to the same place?
You got it.
Okay.
They see all the major religions as coming from the same source,
Okay.
God. And each one played a vital role in our spiritual evolution.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
They take this concept of oneness even further.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Hit me with it. Okay.
What's the next level of oneness?
Oneness of humanity.
Okay.
They believe we are all fundamentally connected.
Okay.
No matter where we come from, what we believe, or even which spiritual operating system we're running on.
So it's like we're all leaves on the same tree.
Yes.
Each one unique,
Yeah.
but ultimately connected to the same source.
A perfect analogy.
Okay.
And this interconnectedness has huge implications for how we see ourselves and the world around us.
Mm-hmm.
It challenges us to look beyond surface differences and recognize our shared humanity.
Okay, that's pretty profound.
It is.
But if we're all connected...
And all religions are part of this grand narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much division and conflict in the world?
That's where the Baha'i concept of unity, not uniformity, comes in.
Okay.
They believe in celebrating diversity, not erasing it.
Okay. That clicks.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want a garden with only one type of flower, right?
Right.
The variety is what makes it beautiful.
Exactly.
But how does the Baha'i Faith actually put this idea of unity into action?
One of their key focuses is eliminating prejudice.
Okay.
And I don't just mean the blatant, obvious forms of prejudice.
Right.
They're talking about uncovering those subtle, sneaky ways it can still creep in and divide us.
I like those unconscious biases we all have.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, that's a tough one to tackle.
It is, but it's essential for building true unity.
Yeah.
They believe we have to be willing to challenge those ingrained assumptions and actively work to create a more inclusive and equitable world.
Okay, so eliminating prejudice is step one.
Yes.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
What are some other tools in the Baha'i World Peace Toolkit?
Well, they have some really innovative ideas.
Okay.
For example, they advocate for things like a common world currency.
Hold up.
Yeah.
A single currency for the whole planet.
That's right.
It's a bold move.
It is.
Wow.
They also support creating a universal auxiliary language.
Okay.
Not to replace existing languages,
Right.
but to act as a bridge for communication.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the most intriguing idea is their call for an international court with real authority to resolve conflicts peacefully.
Whoa. They're really thinking big picture here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they're designing the infrastructure for a world that operates more like a family than a collection of separate nations.
I'm starting to see why this deep dive is so fascinating.
Right.
It's like they're taking these seemingly impossible ideals and actually laying out a path to make them happen.
Exactly.
But how do they see education fitting into all of this?
Education is actually at the heart of their vision for a unified world.
Okay.
But their approach to education is unique. They believe it should blend both scientific and religious perspectives.
So no more separating science and religion like they're on opposite teams.
Exactly.
Wow.
They want to foster a holistic understanding of the world and our place in it.
Yeah.
They believe that by integrating these different ways of knowing, we can develop a more complete and balanced view of reality.
You know, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Imagine how different our world might be if we encouraged that kind of integrated learning from a young age.
Right.
Wow.
We might be a lot less likely to fall into those us versus them traps that cause so much division and conflict.
Okay, you've totally blown my mind already.
Good.
It's like the Baha'i Faith is offering a whole new operating system for humanity.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Wow.
There's so much more to explore, like their views on gender equality, their unique calendar system, and their emphasis on independent investigation of truth.
Okay.
We'll delve into all of that after a quick break.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome back. I'm excited to keep unpacking these unity vibes we're getting from the Baha'i Faith.
Yeah, me too.
We've touched on the big ideas, but let's zoom in on how they actually play out in people's lives.
Yes, because I bet you're wondering,
Yeah.
okay, this unity stuff sounds great in theory,
Yeah.
but does it actually make a difference in the real world?
And the answer is a resounding yes.
Okay.
It shapes so many aspects of Baha'i life, from how they elect their leaders to how they view men and women.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
For starters, the Baha'i Faith is all about gender equality.
Okay.
They believe men and women are equal in the eyes of God and should have equal opportunities and rights in everything.
That's awesome.
It is.
But how does that actually play out in their community?
Well, they have this totally unique system for choosing their governing councils.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
There are no nominations, no campaigning, none of that political drama we see everywhere else.
No campaigning?
Nope.
Seriously.
Serious.
That's mind-blowing.
It is.
How do they even choose leaders then?
It's all about focusing on qualities over popularity.
Okay.
They look for individuals who are known for their wisdom, integrity, and service to the community.
Wow, that's such a refreshing approach to leadership.
Yeah.
It really puts the focus on serving others, not grabbing power for yourself.
Exactly.
And it makes for a much more balanced and representative leadership structure.
Right?
But this commitment to equality goes beyond just leadership.
It does.
Okay.
Baha'i teachings stress that both boys and girls should have the same access to quality education no matter what.
That's so important.
Yes, it is.
I love how they put action behind their words and don't just talk about equality.
They do. They walk the walk.
Right.
And speaking of unique approaches,
Yes.
have you heard about the Baha'i calendar?
Okay, now I'm really curious.
All right.
Tell me more about this mysterious calendar.
It's not like any calendar you've ever seen before.
What makes it so different?
Well, it's a solar calendar. But get this. It has 19 months of 19 days each.
19 months.
19 months.
That's wild.
Plus a few extra days to sync up with the solar year.
Okay, what's the reasoning behind that structure?
Each month is named after an attribute of God, like splendor, glory, or knowledge.
Oh.
It's a beautiful way to encourage spiritual growth and reflection throughout the year.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like they built reminders for spiritual reflection right into the fabric of their daily lives.
Exactly. And on the 19th day of each month, they have a feast, which is basically a big community gathering for prayer.
Okay.
Hanging out and talking about important community stuff.
So it's like a monthly chance to reconnect, support each other.
Yeah.
And work together to build a stronger community. That's a really beautiful tradition.
It is.
Yeah.
And it highlights another key aspect of the Baha'i Faith.
Okay.
Their emphasis on independent investigation of truth.
Okay, now that's something I've been wondering about.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
Do they actively try to convert people to the Baha'i Faith?
Okay. Because a lot of religions focus on that, right?
And this is where the Baha'i Faith is totally different.
Okay.
They're all about encouraging people to explore different faiths and beliefs with an open mind, no pressure.
So it's more about letting people find their own truth.
Yes.
Whatever that may be.
Exactly.
Okay.
They believe true faith can't be forced.
Right.
It has to come from a place of personal conviction and understanding.
Okay.
And they respect everyone's right to choose their own path.
I really respect that.
Yeah.
It totally aligns with their emphasis on eliminating prejudice and embracing diversity.
It all ties together.
Right.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're all on this journey together. Let's learn from each other and grow together.
Yeah.
But we're not here to tell you what to believe.
You know, this whole deep dive has made me realize that the Baha'i Faith is so much more than just a set of beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a whole different way of looking at the world and our place in it.
And that worldview leads to some pretty radical ideas.
Like their belief in the eventual unification of humanity.
Whoa, okay, back up for a second.
Oh.
Unification of all humanity.
That's right.
That sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But they see it as the inevitable destiny of humankind.
Okay.
And they believe we're gradually moving toward that unity, both individually and collectively.
But seriously, how do they imagine that happening?
Yeah.
Looking at the world right now, it can feel pretty impossible.
It's definitely not going to be easy.
Right.
Or happen overnight.
Yeah.
But the Baha'i teachings talk about a process of gradual evolution. They believe as we grow spiritually and morally, we'll naturally become more capable of unity and cooperation.
So it's not about forcing everyone to be the same, but rather about each of us evolving to a place where we can embrace our differences and work together.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like we're shedding those old limiting beliefs and behaviors that keep us divided and clinging to fear.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine building a truly unified world if we're all still operating from a place of fear, greed, and prejudice.
Right. It would be like trying to build a house on a foundation of sand.
Yeah.
The Baha'i teachings highlight the need for a fundamental shift in our consciousness.
Okay.
A recognition that we're all interconnected and that our well-being is intertwined.
You know, it's easy to get bogged down in all the bad news out there.
Oh, yeah.
And lose sight of that bigger picture.
I get it. It can be hard to stay hopeful sometimes.
Yeah.
But the Baha'i Faith doesn't pretend the challenges aren't real.
Right.
They actually see those struggles and conflicts as part of the growth process.
So they're not naive to the messiness of it all.
Not at all.
Okay.
They actually compare it to labor pains before birth.
Oh, wow.
Intense,
Yeah.
sometimes painful,
Yeah.
but necessary for something new and beautiful to come into being.
Okay, that's a powerful analogy.
Yeah.
So they're basically saying those conflicts are a sign that we're going through a necessary period of transition.
Exactly. Think of it like humanity going through adolescence.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out who we are and how to relate to each other in a new way.
Right.
It's messy.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's leading us towards maturity and unity.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It gives me hope that even amidst all the chaos, something amazing is being born.
It is an exciting time to be alive.
It is.
Yeah.
But what's our role in all of this?
Right.
Are we just supposed to sit back and wait for this global evolution to happen?
That's where it gets really empowering.
Okay.
The Baha'i Faith believes each of us has a part to play in this process. They emphasize individual initiative and action,
Okay.
even when the challenges seem huge.
So it's not about waiting for some external force to come and save us.
No.
It's about each of us taking responsibility for creating the world we want to see.
You got it.
Wow.
They believe real change starts from within.
Okay.
And as more and more individuals embrace these principles of unity and live them out in their own lives,
It creates a ripple effect that can eventually transform the world.
it's amazing to think that even small acts of kindness, compassion, and understanding can contribute to this larger process of unification.
They do.
It makes you feel like you're not just a passive observer, but an active participant in building a better future.
Exactly.
And that's what makes the Baha'i vision so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not some far-off utopia.
No.
It's a practical path we can all walk, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
This deep dive has been a true eye-opener for me.
Good. I'm glad.
We've covered so much ground, from the core principles of the Baha'i Faith
Yeah.
to their unique calendar system, to their inspiring vision of a unified humanity.
And it's all rooted in this powerful belief in love and our shared human connection.
It's a message that feels incredibly important right now in a world that often feels so divided.
Absolutely. But remember, the Baha'i teachings emphasize practical action.
Okay.
It's not just about believing in unity.
It's about working for it in tangible ways.
You're so right. They have a vision, but they also have a plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And their unwavering commitment to unity, even in the face of adversity, is incredibly inspiring. In a world that feels increasingly polarized and divided. They offer a message of hope and a practical roadmap for a more just and peaceful future.
Okay, so we've talked about unity. We've peeked into the Baha'i toolkit for a better world, but you just hinted at something even deeper.
Yes.
Their view on the nature of reality itself.
Right.
I have to admit that's piquing my curiosity.
And you should be curious.
Okay.
Because the Baha'i Faith doesn't just offer a different way to live in the world. It kind of reframes how we understand the world in the first place.
All right, lay it on me.
Okay.
What's this mind-bending perspective they have?
Imagine a world where the material and the spiritual aren't separate boxes,
Okay.
but interwoven threads in the fabric of existence.
Okay.
That's a core concept in Baha'i thought. They see the physical world as a reflection of spiritual realities.
Uh-huh.
And the spiritual world is influencing the physical.
Whoa, okay, so it's not about denying the physical world or escaping to some mystical realm.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that there's more to reality than what meets the eye.
Right.
Think of it like this. You know how a seed contains the potential for a whole tree?
Yeah.
Even though you can't see the tree yet?
Right.
The Baha'i perspective is that the physical world is kind of like that seed, containing the potential for spiritual growth and transformation.
That's a really cool analogy.
Yeah.
So it's about seeing the spiritual potential within everything.
Yes.
Even the seemingly mundane.
Exactly.
No.
And this idea ties into their emphasis on living a life of service.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that by contributing to the betterment of the world,
Yeah.
we're not just improving things externally.
Right.
We're also cultivating our own spiritual growth.
So it's like a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Making a difference in the world and evolving spiritually at the same time.
That's right.
Sign me up.
And this interconnectedness between the material and the spiritual has implications for how they approach everything from science and technology to art and music.
Wow.
They see these endeavors as ways to not only understand the physical world, but also to connect with spiritual truths and beauty.
That's such a different way of thinking about things than what I'm used to.
It is.
But it's actually really inspiring. It's
Yeah.
like it gives a deeper meaning and purpose to everything we do.
Exactly. And it challenges us to look beyond just the surface level
Yeah.
and see the world with new eyes.
This whole deep dive has been a journey of discovering those new perspectives.
I agree.
We started by unpacking this idea of unity. Then we explored how that vision translates into concrete action.
Yes.
And now we're seeing how it all stems from this profound understanding of reality itself.
And it's that underlying understanding that makes the Baha'i Faith so unique and thought-provoking. It's not just about following rules or rituals. It's about transforming ourselves and the world around us by aligning with spiritual principles.
It's like they're offering a whole new operating system for humanity, not just for how we live,
Right, yeah.
but for how we perceive and understand the world around us.
Beautifully said. And that's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
Yeah.
It challenges us to question our assumptions and consider new ways of seeing ourselves in the world.
You've given us so much to think about.
I'm glad.
We've learned about the Baha'i Faith's core principles, their unique approaches,
Yeah.
and their inspiring vision for humanity.
It's been a pleasure diving deep with you.
And with you, so as we wrap up our exploration of the Baha'i Faith, I have one final question for our listeners.
Okay.
If this deep dive has sparked something in you, if it's challenged your thinking or inspired you in any way, what will you do with that newfound insight?
Right.
Will you keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep exploring the infinite possibilities that lie within you and the world around you?
Good question.
The journey of understanding and unity is never truly over. It's an ongoing adventure.
Absolutely.
And we encourage you to keep diving deeper. Thanks for joining us in Before Me.